The Danfo journey. Amaka Bidiania was a woman who had everything. From a young age she had grown in riches. Her clothes came from the best designers, her cars were imported, her perfumes were rare. In her world, life was smooth, soft, and polished. She had never entered a crowded bus, never bargained in the market, never walked the hot streets. That morning in Abuja, she stood by her mansion gates, dressed in a cream suit with gold earrings shining against her skin. Her black SUV waited, her driver ready. She had a meeting in Lagos, a meeting that would seal a deal worth millions. "Let's go," she said. The driver turned the key. The car coughed, stuttered, and went dead. He tried again. Nothing. "Madam," he said nervously, "the motor don't spoil. Maybe the battery, maybe the engine." Amaka frowned, checking her golden wristwatch. Time was moving. "Then call another car. I must be in Lagos today." The driver shook his head. "It go hard. No Monday. Traffic don't start already." As they stood stranded, a yellow Danfo bus screeched by the roadside. The conductor shouted, "Lagos. Lagos straight. Enter with your money, oh." Passengers squeezed inside, sweat dripping, bags clutched tightly. Amaka's eyes widened. She had never stepped into such chaos. But Lagos was waiting. And her pride, for once, bowed to desperation. She held her handbag tight and walked toward the bus. "Madam, you dey enter?" the conductor asked, eyeing her expensive suit. "Yes," she said softly. He smirked. "Enter if you fit manage 'em." Inside the Danfo. The air inside was heavy, a mix of sweat, dust, and petrol fumes. Amaka squeezed onto a wooden seat, pressed against strangers. A woman carrying a baby hissed, "Shift jaw. You think say you by the bus?" The conductor shouted again, "Bring your money, everybody. No change, oh." Amaka brought out a crisp 1,000 naira note. The conductor snatched it, scowled. "Madam, you no get change. Obi you dey whine me? No me be CBN." Laughter filled the bus. Faces turned to her. Amaka's cheeks burned. She was used to respect, to silence when she spoke. Here, she was just another passenger. Minutes later, she felt a tug. She turned, a boy pretending to doze had slid his hand into her bag. "Thief," she gasped. The bus erupted in shouting. "Catch 'em! Catch 'em!" The boy pulled back, cursing. An old man sitting opposite shook his head and said quietly, "No everyday things, madam. Hold your bag well. For street, no one day pity you." Amaka's hands shook as she clutched her bag. She felt fear like never before. The road. The driver sped like a man chased by ghosts. The bus rattled and shook. Passengers screamed as it swerved dangerously around a trailer. "Driver. You won't kill us," someone shouted. At a police checkpoint, the bus stopped. Officers with rifles peered inside. One said, "Anything for us." The conductor quickly stuffed notes into his hand. The officer grinned and waved them through. Amaka watched in silence, shocked. In her world, she had heard of bribery, but here it was normal, survival demanded it. Then, disaster almost struck. A loud bang. The bus shook. A tire had burst. Screams filled the air as the bus swerved violently. Amaka gripped the seat, heart pounding. In that instant she thought her life was over. But the driver wrestled it to the roadside. Everyone spilled out, shaken. Some cursed. Some prayed. Amaka stood trembling, sweat dripping down her face. She had never been this close to death. After a shaky repair, the journey continued. Amaka sat quietly now, humbled. Every bump of the road reminded her how fragile life was outside her bubble of wealth. Lagos arrival. By evening, the skyline of Lagos appeared. But there was no welcome. Instead, chaos greeted them. The traffic was endless. Horns blared like a storm. Hawkers ran between cars shouting, "Gala! Pure water. Recharge card. Children with weary eyes begged at windows. Danfo buses screeched, conductors dangling and shouting destinations. Amaka's senses were overwhelmed. She saw survivor everywhere, women balancing trays of groundnuts on their heads, men dragging carts, bus drivers fighting for space. Everyone was hustling, everyone was struggling. For the first time, she saw the Lagos that her tinted windows had always hidden from her. Climax, the robbers. The bus crawled through traffic when suddenly 3 rough men climbed in. They didn't pay. They didn't smile. One pulled out a knife. "Everybody, bring your money," he barked. The bus went silent. Fear spread like fire. Passengers hurriedly handed over notes, phones, bags. The man's eyes fixed on Amaka. Her expensive handbag shone like a beacon. "You?" "Fine, madam." "Bring the bag." Amaka froze, heart pounding. Just then, the old man from earlier leaned forward. "Leave am. She be woman. Take my own." He offered his small, worn wallet with trembling hands. The robber snatched it without a second glance. Within moments, the men jumped off into the night, disappearing into the chaos. Amaka stared at the old man, tears stinging her eyes. He had nothing, yet he risked himself for her, a stranger. Resolution, changed forever. When the bus finally stopped, Amaka stepped down. Her once polished suit was wrinkled, her hair messy, her makeup gone. She no longer looked like the powerful businesswoman from Abuja. She arrived late at her Lagos meeting. Her colleague stared. She said little, only listened as they discussed millions, profits, expansions. But her mind was far away. She remembered the mother in the bus, shifting with her crying baby. The boy who tried to steal her bag. The old man who gave up his wallet to protect her. The fear, the chaos, the fight to survive. For the first time, she understood a truth she had never known: money could build walls, but it could not shield her from life. As the meeting ended, she whispered to herself, "Riches mean nothing if you cannot feel the struggles of others, if you cannot help them." And with that, Amaka Bidiano walked out, not the same woman who left Abuja, but one who had finally seen the other side of life. Fade out.